Hey guys, Morphologist here, and welcome back. This is going to be a much more informal video, so I'm going to put away the announcer voice, okay? See, putting it away. All right, hey guys, this is normal me talking. I get a lot of flack about that from Wasted, but anyway, let's get on topic. I wanted to do a quick update video because there are some things many of you are wondering about. First of all is, where are the RP series videos on my channel? You may have noticed that last week, there was a video put out on both Wasted and Shaq's channel which didn't follow the storyline, and I wanted to elaborate on why we did that. Okay, so last week the update borked Space Engineers hard to the point where it was like potatoes derpy. It was bad. When we were walking around on the planet, we were like jittering around, and even the footage that you see in the background now, that was actually done in space, and for some reason it worked okay in space, but not on a planet. It was like a gigantic world-size earthquake that was going on, so it was just, we could not shoot the content that we needed to. So that's what happened last week. Now where's the footage from this week? Okay, so I actually filmed the episode with Captain Shaq and Wasted Space, so I am in it. Don't worry, I'm not just going to disappear. However, I'm not going to be able to release my POV this weekend, and here's why. I am actually a graduate student of architecture. I am working on my thesis. This is my last semester, and next Monday, I have my interim presentation. And basically, if you don't know much about what interim presentation is for architecture, and I don't know why I would expect you would, you have 3 committee members. One of them is your primary teacher. You're like, what's the word? Oh God, chair. He's your chair, and then you've got 2 other professors on your committee. Now, all 3 of them have to sign off on your project after witnessing your presentation for both interim and final. If you, at any of those presentations, don't have all 3 people signing their name that they approve, you have to repeat a semester. Yes, it's that serious. So you can understand why I would want to focus on that this weekend, at least I hope. But don't worry, I still plan on putting out episode 20 and episode 21. And however many other episodes we end up doing for this series. I'm not quite sure when the finale will be, but I will be in them. But I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time as well that my final presentation will be mid-May, and at that time I will also be incredibly busy. So I might not be able to produce as much POVs. I'm going to try to get it done, but really I have to, unfortunately, weigh both in levels of importance, and there's, like, doing a degree is so difficult and it's so expensive, and I'm so broke. So I really need to focus. I'm sorry. I love YouTube and I love you guys. Oh, but I gotta finish. I want to be done. I've been in school for so long, guys. Oh. Anyway, so once I get that out of the way, clear sailing. More episodes. Yes. And yes, I think you may have guessed by now, YouTube actually isn't my job. I've been working as a drafter for a while. I've done a number of plans. Actually, I'm working on my first house now, completely designed by myself, with the help of actually my sister, who's an interior designer, which is pretty cool. So we're working together, a family thing. And that's been a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do some like update videos in the future where I like show you guys some of my work. Maybe you would be interested in that, but I think you've probably seen some of my designs in Space Engineers, and I must say that, that experience in design from architecture really has translated well into Space Engineers when I have time to work really hard in Space Engineers. But anyway, so now we've covered exactly what's going on, and you know way too much about me, so let the comments just flow, and I'm sure I'm going to read some interesting ones after I post this video, which will be a lot of fun. I have to say, the best part, did I say this already? The best part of posting videos is reading the comment section and replying, especially to those really funny ones. And no, I'm not saying to make a funny, don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't do it for the sake of doing a funny comment. Do it because you want to, not because I egged you on. Anyway, let's move on. There was something that happened in the community, and if you've been paying attention to Reddit or Shaq's channel or Ravrics channel, you may have seen it. There was this big video posted in Reddit originally by Ravric, which talked about LSG and the way that he presents content on his channel. However, if you haven't heard of it before, which is understandable, not many people actually have, surprisingly, you can check out that video in the description of the channel, the video, and go watch it for yourself and then come back to the conversation. So, many of you asked me specifically about what my opinion was on this, and I actually was going to do a video before Shaq did it, and then he posted a video. So I figured it was like, the point has been made, I'm done, but people are still wondering what my thoughts were, and here they are. I think, everybody makes mistakes. I am not trying to defend LSG, but I can empathize with his side because I am a content creator myself. Now, as a content creator, we are pressured to continually make interesting and new content. And this becomes especially important if you've chosen to make YouTube your job. And you really need to stop and think about that for a moment, because views really are income for a YouTuber. And unfortunately, especially recently, YouTube actually isn't that profitable. Most people who work on YouTube full-time have made a huge commitment, a huge gamble with their life, because very few, and I mean a 0.% of people who work YouTube for their job actually make enough to consider a good living wage. And I'm talking like you could probably make a much better living if you just started in the fast food industry like some people do and worked your way up. And unfortunately, that leads to a lot of pressure and wanting to continually produce more and better content, and so we look for ways to help us out. And the workshop is a great way for us content creators to look to producing more content, is to help the community, show off some cool new mods that people have spent their love and time on. But the problem comes in when you forget to mention somebody's name when you're presenting like a specific mod or a specific item. When you're talking, and this is an important differentiation to make because some people were confused. When you're making a video in which the content is specifically focused on the content, meaning like a ship or a mod, like something very specific, not just like what you're doing, not the activity, but the specific item, it becomes very important to state clearly whether or not you are fully 100% the creator of it, or if you're only partially the creator of it, because somebody else has spent their time on that creation, their love, their time, the most valuable resource a human being has. So I think most of us will agree that you should give them the respect they deserve and say clearly that it was their work, both in writing and verbally, just to make sure that people know. So yes, I believe, and I'm not afraid to say it, that he made a very bad mistake. Does that mean that his entire career is ruined? Absolutely not. Everybody makes mistakes. It even happened to Captain Shaq when Angry Joe used his video in his own video and forgot to give him credit. He actually made an honest mistake and ended up emailing him back saying, "I'm very sorry, I've added it to the page." I mean, that's the way you respond to it. You attack it head on, apologize for what you had done because it was an honest mistake, and correct it from there on. But ignoring it, that's not going to fix the issue. It's only going to exacerbate the issue and make those individuals who feel strongly about the subject feel even more strongly that they do not like the way that you handled the situation. Anyway, I want to leave it at that. That's the very non-politically correct opinion on the matter. I'm sure I've just burned a few bridges, but you know what? I've had some friends who have created content for the community and then have had it stolen. And not from him. He didn't do it. This was a completely different case, different parties involved. And I witnessed firsthand the way it had affected a friend when they discovered that their work had been stolen. He just didn't want to release anything else for the longest time. And I tried to console him and say, no, you just have to keep going. And it just really hurts some people. Some people feel okay, like whatever, my work got really famous, but some people feel like really thoroughly backstabbed. It's really unfortunate. They feel used, powerless, and that's a horrible feeling to have. So that's it. A very long-winded explanation for why I'm not creating videos and what my opinions are on the whole conflict that happened. I want you guys to comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. I will not delete any comments so long as they're not derogatory, so please do not state anything racist or like swear a lot. I will not condone those, but if you wanted to be very strongly worded against me or for me, please do so. I want to see what your thoughts are on the whole subject. And I want to talk about one more thing in the video just before I end it, because I've been putting it off, and I'm going to sneak it in here at the end. I will probably do a video just for this in the future, but I just want to let you guys know that it's there. There is a Patreon link on my banner, and it wasn't my idea to do it. A few months ago, a fan messaged me, wanted to give me money. I didn't have any way, so I opened a Patreon account, and they donated money to me, which was super nice. It was like $1, but oh my, like, it's just so cool to see that people want to just support me, and I wasn't even asking for it in the first place. So I've now opened that option for you guys completely. There's no obligation. I will not like be upset if you don't do it. This has always been a hobby to me in the first place. I'm not really making money off of it, so all this is going to do is really help me when, you know, there are new hardware demands that need to be met for games that are going to be reviewed, or when I want to go to events, which you may see me at. That, you know, that's a pool of funds that I can then draw off of, and that I'm going to be very transparent about that as well. And as part of actually what it is when you sign the Patreon, when you sign up for it, I'm actually going to make videos showing you what I've done with the money to show you that I'm doing cool things to benefit the channel with it. So anyway, again, optional. Do it if you want to. Don't do it if you don't want to. Whatever. It's totally okay with me in either case. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.